Ibn Sina was born in the year 980 near the city of Bukhara during the reign of the Samanid Empire. His father was a minister in the Samanid state, which gave Ibn Sina access to the large Samanid library in Bukhara, where he would spend his time studying various sciences such as medicine, philosophy, and poetry. Ibn Sina eventually became an influential scholar in the Samanid state and was employed by the Sultan. However, Ibn Sina was forced to flee Bukhara when the conqueror known as Sultan Mahmud Ghaznavi invaded the city. During this invasion, Ibn Sina's library was destroyed and he was forced to flee to northern Iran, which was ruled by the Buwayhid dynasty, where he worked as a doctor. Despite witnessing war, destruction, and bloodshed, Ibn Sina remained compassionate and generous, and he provided free medical treatment to the poor. During his time working as a doctor, Ibn Sina also dealt with patients suffering from mental illnesses and treated them in a unique and compassionate way. On one occasion, one of his patients thought that he was a cow and wanted himself to be slaughtered. In response to this, Ibn Sina sent someone to the patient to inform him that he was coming to slaughter him. When the doctor arrived with a knife in his hand, he ordered the patient's hands and feet to be tied, and he threw him on the ground to slaughter him. Then Ibn Sina carefully felt the patient's muscles, then turned to his family and said to them in a loud voice, "This cow is very weak, and it must be fattened before slaughtering it." The patient then began to eat with an increased appetite to gain weight. His body became strong and he abandoned his worries and was completely cured of his illness. Ibn Sina called on his fellow doctors to have a broad-minded view when dealing with patients. He stated, "Authentic knowledge is based on a comprehensive view and the rejection of separation of disciplines." In other words, medicine cannot be separated from philosophy and politics cannot be separated from ethics. Ibn Sina's skill in practicing medicine was eventually noticed by the Buwayhid government, and Ibn Sina was employed as the personal doctor of the Buwayhid governor known as Shams ad-Dawla. Shams ad-Dawla was impressed by Ibn Sina's vast knowledge on a variety of different subjects besides medicine, and appointed him as a minister in the Buwayhid Empire. During his time in the Buwayhid government, Ibn Sina tried to make a variety of political reforms. He called on the government to invest in science and art and increase its efforts in tackling poverty. Ibn Sina also believed that one of the reasons for the fragmentation and the decline of the Muslim world was narrow-minded extremist groups who viewed scientific development as forbidden. Ibn Sina called on the Buwayhid Sultan to distance himself from these extremist scholars who were leading the state to a steady decline. He stated, "We are afflicted with people who think that God has not guided anyone but them. They invite people to paradise, but they are unable to invite an orphan to their table." As a result of these comments, many extremist groups within the Buwayhid state revolted against the government and demanded that Ibn Sina be removed from his position as he was a heretic. Due to public pressure, the Sultan removed Ibn Sina from the government and exiled him. Therefore, Ibn Sina was forced to leave his home for a second time, and he settled in the city of Hamadan in western Iran. Ibn Sina continued to write during his last days, and throughout his life he wrote many books, such as The Law of Medicine, The Book of Politics, and The Nature of Love. Ibn Sina passed away in the year 1037